All right, everybody, welcome back. It's ASIC Eric again, and Pops. And thanks to everybody for the comments on the last video. That was a lot of comments. That was great. We heard the message loud and clear about the door hinges, so we are going to rebuild the door hinges, or at least get started on that today. Which of course means blowing apart the whole front of the car again. So one more time, we'll take it all apart. And then we'll get a look at the hinges and see what they look like. Alright, so this is going to be a short day today. So we got the non-spring hinge done, and true to form, the bushing kits didn't come with the right parts. So this is the OER door hinge rebuild kit, which I was hoping would have all the right parts, and it comes with 4 of these thin wall guys and 4 of these thick wall guys. And the thick wall ones just don't fit, at least my hinges. So those didn't work. I had bought this little pack here, the Dorman 38374, and there was a bushing in there that worked. It wasn't as nice as I'd like, but it worked. So that's okay. But when we went around to do the springy hinge, and we took that apart, found that. So this thing had gotten butchered somewhere along the way. Somebody welded it, tried to put it back together, and that's the result. So this hinge is crap, trash. Now what happened originally was, if anybody remembers, this door is the one that came off that 77 donor car, and its hinge was busted on that little detemp knob, so I swapped the hinges out back for the original one that I had on the car, and I think I threw that old hinge away. Dummy. Because I could have taken the rod out of this one and put it in that one, but I don't have it anymore, so I need to get a new hinge. So, the question of the day, 2 questions. A, should I buy a aftermarket hinge to replace that with, or try and find myself an OE hinge that then I have to go and rebuild again? And depending on the answer to that question, if the answer is buy a new aftermarket hinge, then should I just go ahead and get the whole set and just be done with it? I don't really know what people's opinions are on the aftermarket hinges for these cars, if they're any good or not. But I would just assume just get a whole new set if I was going to replace that one. Because even this one, after I rebuilt it, it's still not great. It's got some slop this way. It's got a little bit of, you can see there, a little bit of slop, so it's still not great. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about that. We'll take it from there. And then I had another question for the second gen guys out there on these fenders. This little trim piece that goes on the fenders, I didn't have these because my old fenders have been gone for a while. The new fenders didn't come with them. So I went ahead and ordered the little trim pieces just to see how they would fit. And I don't really understand how they attach. They have these 2 little indents here, which I imagine the bottom of the fender is supposed to have some pins on it or something. Mine don't. And even if they did, I ground off those top corners and redid them. So they're too thick for this thing even to fit right now. So if one of you second gen guys can show me how this thing fits on the car and what the fender has to look like in order to make that work, that would be really helpful, so that I can get that together. So yeah, back to the hinges. Definitely, as a lot of people were saying, barb cedo, etc. Rebuild the hinges before you start. Yeah, I should have done that, definitely. So that was a mistake. I don't know that it's going to change any of the metal work or anything. I don't think that's really going to matter. I think the only problem is, you know, all these registration marks that I put in don't do any good, right? I have to put the new hinges on, put it all back together, get everything aligned again, and then put the registration marks on. And I guess that's the final question. Should I put all the registration marks and stuff in when we get the body work done, or should we wait until we have the engine and everything in the car such that, you know, all the weight's distributed properly, the subframes where it's going to end up, and any shifting that might happen there, then put the registration marks on? basically, you know, at the very last minute before you blow the car apart to paint jamming and all that stuff, is that when the registration mark should go on. Let me know. That's going to do it for today. Kind of a frustrating day, but you know, there's good days and there's bad days, so this one's not the best. Anyway, take it easy, everybody. I will talk to you soon. Thanks.